What I want to do is I want to concentrate on these tabs right here. Again, I'm going to click on the summary, and we've already gone into detail on the summary. The next one over is Chief Complaint Review of Systems. On the left hand side is all the chief complaint for the patient. The staff will enter this information for you. But if you need to add a chief complaint, you can use the add, delete, edit, and this button with the curve says bring the last complaint down. I want to use it again, so it's duplicate. The other buttons just simply scroll. So you're mainly going to use add, delete, edit. Let's say we want to add a complaint. Well, you can go right here and enter the information. Hit tab or your data won't save. Anything down in this box is what will print on a record. So just the fact that you put it in here won't print on the record. You have to have the data down here. So I'm going to hit the tab button, and it pops the information here and here. Then you can click save, the checkbox. Let's add another complaint. Add, also right here, if you need to change the primary diagnosis for medical reasons or for insurance reasons, this is where you can edit the primary diagnosis. But let's click on multi-add here, and what pops up is checkboxes so you can add these complaint location for covering the complaint, especially when you're dealing with insurance companies, so that you have enough in each column to meet the requirements for insurance billing. So I'm just going to click a couple of these along here and then hit the save box in the corner right over here, and it'll pop up another complaint down there at the bottom. Say for instance I made a mistake and I don't want that complaint. You can highlight it and delete it or edit it. Again, it's very important that you have the chief complaint with the right primary diagnosis, and over here it tells you if it's a primary diagnosis or not. Below the chief complaint is pregnancy information, how many months they're pregnant, diabetes information, allergies, medical alerts, basically your history of present illness, and that will all be filled in by your staff. The staff again will fill in also the pregnancy and diabetes. I made that red so it's a little bit easier to see. But once the staff have filled that in, or if there's sections that are missing, I'm going to pull back a little bit. If you're in a gray area, you can right click, not left, and this box of options will pull up. I want to go over what this box represents in detail. The first one is encounter favorite, and I really don't want you worrying about that. The next one is assign normal values. You will use this a lot. What that does is says put everything in here, in the whole screen, normal. So you'll use this a lot. Assign normal values to everything. Forward from last visit. What that means is whatever was on the previous exam record, bring that forward and add it to this record. Say the person had diabetes, well, bring that diabetes forward. So you'll use this one a lot to bring forward information so you don't forget. Say the person had a family history of retinitis pigmentosa, well, and you just use assign normal values, but it was on the previous exam, you could easily miss it unless you forward from last visit. The next one says forward from last value, and what that means is that say they had a family history of glaucoma, but all the rest of this was negative. What it will forward is the glaucoma information, but not all the negative information. Whereas forward last visit forwards the glaucoma information and all the negatives. So you've got assign normal value, make all this negative, forward from last visit. If this last visit was glaucoma and all the rest negative, it'll forward glaucoma and all negative. If it says forward last value, it'll forward just the glaucoma, not the negative. Forward from last positive. What that means is, say they had glaucoma on the previous visit, but 5 visits prior they had written something down here about retinitis pigmentosa. What it's going to pull up is the glaucoma and the retinitis pigmentosa. It forwards any positive value information. So I use a lot assign normal value. I use a lot just forward the last visit, but I also use forward from last positive, which says pull forward all the positive assign normal values, and it printed everything. Over here to the right is surgery information, is additional notes and other notes. I don't recommend typing a lot of information in here because it doesn't show up on the summary, but any free typing you want to do can be done right in here. It will pull up on the patient record, but it's just not something another doctor will see on the summary. You have your systemic medicines, your ocular medicines. Where this information is put in, way over here on the left-hand side under meds. And that's where you can enter some medicine information. So I'm back to the review of systems. Again, you got your chief complaint area, pregnancy, diabetes, all the history down here, medical alerts, allergies, surgical, ocular medicine, systemic medicine. All of this should be put in for you. You shouldn't have to do any of this.